you probably wouldn't consume food that's expired or rotten or toxic, right? Right. I'm assuming so. So why would you consume thoughts that are rotten, expired, or toxic? Because here's the thing, your mental diet is shaping your reality, just like your nutritional diet is shaping, as society told us, our body and our health, right? Because like, would you let somebody force feed you poison? Would you let somebody force feed you something that doesn't serve you, that doesn't do you any good? No, right? But then why would we let somebody force feed our mind with negativity, with limitations, with something that doesn't do us any good? See, a mental diet is not just about positive thinking, it's about discipline. It's about learning and understanding to filter out garbage before it even enters your mind. And training yourself to, even when it enters, to clean it out. Because just because it got consumed by you doesn't mean that it should consume you forever. You can still filter it out. You can still clean it out. So what does a mental diet consist of? A mental diet consists of everything that you choose to consume. What you choose to consume. That means on social media, in your everyday life, the conversations that you entertain, the conversations with other people that you interact with, but also the conversations that you have up here. That's all a mental diet. And obviously, again, like I said, what you are giving your attention to and your energy to when you are scrolling, when you're watching TV, what you're watching on Netflix, the music that you listen to, it all impacts you. Why did I create these affirmation songs, about SPs and our affirmations conforming to us in our reality and getting everything we want? Why did I create those type of songs? Because I don't want you to have an earworm with a song like sad song about being heartbroken. Oh my God, I'm crying. Why would I listen to this? No. I would rather you have an earworm with this song.
88 times I call it, it's done. I don't even run, I already won. Power so strong, I shift and I shape. Every desire aligns, it cannot escape. People conform, moving mountains away.
I'm not saying, and I'm not limiting you to stop listening to the songs that you like to listen to, but just be mindful. Be mindful of what you consume. And not just that, think about all the affirmations that you have been brought up with, that you have been surrounded with since a very young age. One of my favorite ones, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Don't get your hopes up. That's another one. Don't get your hopes up. Or don't celebrate too soon. Or it's too good to be true. Never say never. Life's not fair. That's life. Deal with it. Life is hard. Oh my God, it's like we have been literally designed to not even try. And that still goes with manifestation content. If something that somebody says, another coach or a manifestation content creator, if it's something that they said doesn't resonate with you, it is not for you. If something that I say doesn't resonate with you, it is not for you. It is not a fact. Nothing is a fact until you accept it to be a fact. Why would you want to take on somebody else's assumptions when no assumption is fixed? No assumption is an absolute built-in universal assumption. Yeah, there are universal societal assumptions that we have as a society accepted and believe, and we live our lives based on them. But again, they don't have to be the truth for you. So if somebody says something that sounds like it doesn't really make sense, it's probably because it doesn't make sense. Mental diet is about being mindful. Be mindful of what you consume, especially when it comes to manifestation, conscious manifestation content. Because overconsumption can lead to information overload, which eventually leads to confusion. You're overwhelmed, you burned out, and then you freeze. You freeze and you don't do anything from any of the knowledge, any of the insights that you heard. Because you could be watching somebody's content or reading somebody's posts, and then you're like, oh my God, this really clicked. I got this. I got this. Now I really got this. And then you wait for tomorrow, obviously. And then you're like, you know what? Let me actually confirm what I learned yesterday by finding somebody else that says the same thing. Because why not? And then you do. But then that person also says something that kind of contradicts what you learned yesterday. And now you're confused again. And now you're all sorts of confused. And now you don't know what to do again. And then you probably don't do anything because you're overwhelmed. And I mean, listen, if that, works for that person, then let it work for that person. It doesn't have to work for you. Then it's not for you. Again, it's not meant. If that works for that person, then let it work for that person. It doesn't have to be for you. Not everything is for you. Not everything is for everybody. And it doesn't have to be. You stick with what works for you, with what resonates with you. Because think about it. 2 plus 2 is 4, right? But so is 3 plus 1. And so is 5 minus 1. And so is 36 minus 32. It all equals 4. But the method, the approach may differ. Just because the approach is different doesn't mean that it's wrong. But it doesn't have to resonate with you. Somebody's approach may be too complicated for you. You don't have to complicate it for yourself, though. Just stick to 2 plus 2 being 4. There's really not much to it. It's just being mindful of what you consume. Because again, we are all operating under the law of assumption at all times. So even if you ask your friend, you start talking to your friend about your SP or about the job or whatever it is that you're manifesting, right? And say that friend doesn't really know these concepts. They're not really into the conscious manifestation community concepts. And then they tell you something that doesn't really resonate with you or something that you didn't want to hear. And then you get triggered. Then you start spiraling. But who says that their opinion is a fact? You decide what is a fact. And not just that, but your friend is going to give you an answer based on, their assumptions, based on the narrative that you have on them. So it's always going to be based on the narrative that you have on that person. It's going to align. By knowing about these concepts, you know more than the average person about life and how to handle life and how to achieve things, goals, desires. Trust yourself enough to know what to do because you know what to do. You know what to do. Trust yourself and show up for yourself. Okay? You got this.